In the 19th century, the British Empire extended their reach to various parts of Africa, including the Igbo heartland. Amidst this political and cultural upheavals, a unique story that has never been told unfolds. The market in Ogele was alive with vibrant colors and bustling energy. Stalls overflowed with goods, from fragrant spices to brightly woven fabrics. Adana, a young stunning Igbo lady wearing a brightly colored traditional wrapper, moved through the crowd with ease, her keen eyes scanning the beautiful fabrics and the sellers. She was on an errand for her mother, but her mind was elsewhere, filled with dreams of exploring more beyond her village. As she reached out for a bolt of indigo cloth, a strong hand brushed against hers, making her startled. She turned back to see who it was, only to be looking up into the striking blue eyes of a British officer. He was tall and handsome, with an air of authority that both intrigued and intimidated her. "I beg your pardon," the British officer said, his voice smooth and respectful. Adana nodded, feeling a flush rise to her cheeks. "It's okay, don't worry," she replied. Their brief exchange lingered in her mind long after she had left the market. In the evening, she shared her encounter with her friend Juliana, who listened intently to her story, with her eyes glinting with curiosity. "Adana, my friend, be careful," Juliana warned. "The British are not to be trusted." Despite Juliana's curiosities and warnings, Adana couldn't keep off, as her heart had already been touched. The British officer's name was Captain James Macaulay, and their paths continued to cross in the following weeks. Each meeting deepened their connection, and soon they found themselves stealing moments together in secret. One night, under the baobab tree, James confessed his growing feelings for her. "Adana, I've never met anyone like you. Your morals, your confidence, your beauty. It's irresistible, I cannot stay away," he said. Adana was torn between her attraction to James and her loyalty to her people. Her heart ached with disagreement. She knew their love was forbidden, as it was against their tradition to befriend an outsider, not to mention a foreigner. Yet she couldn't deny the powerful bond and connection that had formed between them. Days turned into weeks, and the secret meetings between Adana and James became more frequent. They'll meet in hidden corners of the village, away from prying eyes of other villagers, and their conversations grow deeper and intimate, revealing their hopes, fears, and dreams. One evening, as they sat by the river, James took Adana's hand. "Adana, I know the risks you're taking. But I cannot imagine my life without you. Will you be with me, no matter what?" Adana's heart raced as she was shocked and at the same time, amazed. She was dumbfounded and knew she had to think carefully, as the consequences of such a decision will change a lot. Her father, Chief Aaron, would never approve of her relationship with a foreigner. Yet, she couldn't deny her feelings for James. After a long silence, she finally spoke up, "Yes, I will, James. I will be with you." James brings out a relic pendant necklace from his pocket and gives it to Adana as a gift, expressing his love for her. Adana was astonished with the gift and marveled at it for a while. James narrated to Adana that the necklace is a gift from his great-grandfather to his great-grandmother as a symbol of their love, and from there on, it has been passed to generations in their family. And now, he's giving it to Adana as a symbol of his true love for her. Their love grew stronger, but so did the challenges they faced. Chukwudi, Adana's childhood friend, who is a secret admirer and also has a crush on her, began to notice her frequent absences and the changes in her behavior. His jealousy and concern grew, and he decided to secretly follow her one evening. When he saw her meeting with James, his heart shattered. Chukwudi confronted Adana the next day. "Adana, what do you think you are doing? I saw you with that British officer yesterday. That man is not one of us. He doesn't belong here." Chakotay sneered. I know, but he's a different person. Adana tried to explain, but Chakotay's anger, jealousy, and hurt were too great. You are betraying your people, Adana. Think about what you are doing, he said. Meanwhile, Chief Aaron was already making plans of his own without knowing what was already on ground. He had arranged a marriage for Adana with a wealthy suitor from a neighboring village, hoping to strengthen alliances and secure the future of his people. In the evening, when Adana got home, Chief Aaron announced his decision to her. She was shocked and depressed. She felt her world had just collapsed. Father, I cannot marry this man, Adana pleaded. I love someone else. Chief Aaron's eyes blazed with fury. You will do as I say, Adana. This is for your own good and the good of our people. Adana is now in a dilemma. She was now trapped between her love for James and her duty to her family. Desperate for guidance, she went to meet Juliana, who listened quietly to her before speaking. I understand what you're going through, Adana, and I know it's difficult at the moment. But nevertheless, there is something you should see, Juliana said, leading Adana to her hut. She retrieved an old weathered diary from a hidden compartment. I found this diary in the old house, and I realized it holds more details of our predecessor. Maybe you can learn something interesting from it to convince your father. As Adana opened the diary, she felt a strange energy wash over her. Each page seemed to be more detailed, revealing hints of a hidden past relationship between her predecessors and the British. Adana's hands trembled as she turned the pages of the diary. Each page was filled with intricate drawings and written notes, hinting at tales and secrets long buried. Juliana watched her closely, knowing the diary might hold the answers Adana sought. The diary has been passed down through generations, Juliana explained. It reveals some of the truth about the tales they once told us when we're young. Some of those tales are real, while some were manipulated. Adana's eyes widened as she saw a drawing of a young British woman, standing beside an Igbo man who looked remarkable. The diary revealed the story of two lovers from centuries past, separated by fate and reunited with their descendants. It further revealed the long relationship between the British and the Igbos, how everyone has been living and working together happily, as well as marrying from each other, before the greed and jealousy of one man makes him do the undoing, and create a turmoil that separates each side. This is us, Adana whispered, her heart pounding. These are our Ogele people with the British, united together and connected through time. Juliana nodded. Your love is not just a chance encounter, Adana. It is a destiny that may yield good fruit. But destiny can sometimes be both a blessing and a curse. As Adana continued to read the diary, she saw images of her village and her ancestors with a unique symbol bearing their mark of identity. The unique symbol is repeated on each page of the diary, with the arising relationship between the British and the early Igbo people. Look. This symbol on the diary is similar to the symbol in this your pendant, Juliana said, pointing to Adana relic pendant necklace. Adana gripped the pendant of her relic necklace and stared at it for a while without knowing what to say. But this necklace was a gift from James. How come? As she said confusingly. Adana deliberately stares more at the diary to confirm Juliana's discovery. Reading more shows some hidden truth about the Macaulay's lineage. The diary revealed that James might not just be a British officer, but also might have an Igbo ancestry, which probably a secret kept from him by his family. Determined to unravel the truth, Adana decided to share the diary with James. That night, they met in their secret spot by the baobab tree, the moon casting a silvery glow on them. James, I need to show you something, Adana said, handing him the diary. This diary has revealed some hidden secrets about the past and probably a way through the future. James was skeptical at first, but as he collected and read the diary, he felt a strange sense of familiarity and connection.
Adana.
This is incredible. It explains why we feel so attracted to this land and our strong bond together. And not just that. James, you are one of us, Adana said, quickly opening the diary to a particular page. You're of Igbo lineage. This is why we are connected. The revelation stunned James. He had always felt a pull towards the land and its people, but now he understood why. This changes everything, Adana. We must find a way to reveal this truth and bridge the gap between our worlds. Also, we need to be more careful, Adana. Not everyone will quickly accept us, and our love could bring great distress to your people. James concluded. Adana nodded, her resolve strengthening. We will find a way, James. I love you, and I believe we are meant to be together. The following days were filled with tension and secrecy. Adana and James always find a plan to keep their love hidden while seeking a way to unite their worlds. They knew they had to act swiftly, as Chief Aaron's plans for Adana's marriage were progressing day by day. As they worked together, they grew closer, and their love deepened despite the challenges. But they knew the path ahead wouldn't be easy, and the diary's discovery weighed heavily on their hearts. The preparation in the village grew bigger as Chief Aaron's plans for Adana's marriage moved forward. The wealthy suitor Emeka arrived in Ogele with gifts and promises of prosperity. Adana's heart sank as she watched her father's excitement, knowing that her own desires were being sacrificed for her father's happiness and the greater good of their people. One evening, as Adana and James met in their secret spot, Chukwudi watched from the shadows. His jealousy and anger had festered, and he could no longer remain silent. He decided to go back home and confront Chief Aaron with the truth. Chief Aaron, sir, there is something you must know, Chukwudi said, his voice trembling with emotion and anger. Adana is in love with a British officer. She has been meeting him in secret for a long time now. Chief Aaron's face darkened with rage. How dare she? How can she betray her family and her people? This must be stopped immediately. Meanwhile, Adana and James continued to search for a way to reveal the truth about James's lineage. They hoped that this revelation would convince Chief Aaron to accept their love. But before they could act, Chief Aaron confronted Adana. You have dishonored our family, Adana, Chief Aaron said, his voice filled with fury. You will end this relationship at once and marry Emeka as planned. Adana's heart ached as she tried to explain. Father, James is not just a British officer. He has Igbo ancestry. He is connected to us in one way or the other. Chief Aaron was unmoved. I will hear no more of this nonsense. You will do as I say. Desperate and heartbroken, Adana quickly rushed to Juliana for help. What can we do, Juliana? My father will never accept our love. Juliana thought for a moment before speaking. The diary has revealed the hidden truth about James' lineage. Perhaps it can help us convince Chief Aaron. With Juliana's guidance, Adana and James decided to present the diary to Chief Aaron. They hoped that the diary's revelations would open his eyes and soften his heart. The next morning, they approached Chief Aaron with the diary. Father, please, I know you're disappointed in me, but please read this diary. It holds the truth about our past and our future. Adana urged. Even with that, it won't change my mind. Chief Aaron said, before he reluctantly opened the diary and began to read. As he turned the pages, his expression shifted from anger to shock and finally to contemplation. The diary revealed the story of the two kinships from past centuries, It further revealed the long relationship between the British and the Igbos, how everyone has been united, before the greed of one man creates diversity between each side, and the hope to reunite. James, is this true? Chief Aaron asked, his voice filled with uncertainty. James nodded. Yes, sir. My lineages were part Igbo and part British. It was probably the dispute between the British and the Igbos after colonization that changed things. I did not know until Adana showed me the diary. We love each other, and I believe we are meant to be together, and I want to honor both our cultures. Chief Aaron's mind was swirling with emotions. The diary's revelations challenged everything he once knew and believed in. But as he looked at Adana and James, he saw the same love and determination that had once driven his own ancestors. I need time to think, Chief Aaron said, handing the diary back to Adana. This changes many things, and I'll definitely need to brief the elders. When Adana and James left Chief Aaron's presence, they felt a glimmer of hope. The truth was out, and they had taken the first step towards bridging the gap between their worlds. But they knew that it was not yet over, as not all the villagers would believe their stories or their love. As day passes by, the village buzzed with rumors and tension as Chief Aaron wrestled with the revelations from the diary amongst the villagers. Adana and James continued their secret meetings, but the weight of their situation pressed heavily on them. They keep on deliberating on a possible way out. One evening, as Adana and James met at their usual spot, they were ambushed by Emeka and his men. Chukwudi, who was fueled by jealousy and anger, had revealed their meeting spot to Emeka, with the aim to put an end to their growing love. You have betrayed your people, Adana, Emeka spat, his eyes burning with rage. And you British scum will pay for your insolence. A fierce fight broke out between them. James, even though outnumbered, fought valiantly to protect Adana. But the odds were against him, as Emeka and his men were hitting him from all angles. Just as Emeka was about to strike a fatal blow, Juliana with her other young ladies appeared, having followed them in secret. Stop! Juliana shouted, stepping between Emeka and James. This is not the right way to fight for what we want. We must find a solution that does not involve bloodshed. Emeka hesitated, but his anger still simmered. They have dishonored us. They must be punished. Yes, I know. But this is not the right way, and it's not who we are. You should all present the matter to the elders and let them decide, Juliana said. Adana eyes spot Chukwudi, who had been hiding behind the mob. Their eyes met each other's, and in that moment, he felt remorse and ashamed of what he had done. Realizing the depth of Adana's love for James, he tried to find a way to amend his deeds. We must listen to what they have to say. There is more at stake here than our pride, Chukwudi said convincingly. Reluctantly, Emeka and his men lowered their weapon, and the group returned to the village. There, they presented their case to the village elders. This time, Chukwudi spoke in their defense, recounting the diary's revelations and the tales that connected their ancestors. Chief Aaron, sir, I have seen the truth in their love, Chukwudi said. And I believe we can honor our ancestors and find a way to unite our lost people through their love. Chief Aaron listened, his heart torn between tradition and the undeniable bond between Adana and James. Finally, he spoke. I will call a council of elders. We will decide this matter together. The village gathered for the council meeting, the air thick with anticipation. Adana and James stood before the elders, with a diary in hand. They spoke of their love, the lost lineage, and their desire to bridge the gap between their worlds. The elders debated fiercely, some arguing for tradition, others seeing the potential for unity and growth. As the discussion reached its peak, Juliana stepped forward with a final revelation. The owner of this diary, whom I believe is one of our ancestors, has written many things in this diary which has come into being. But one of his dying wishes at the last page of this diary is to have a future where the Igbo people and the British worked and lived together in harmony, and cultures blending to create a stronger society, she said. The revelation left the council in awe. Chief Aaron, moved by the diary's word and the courage of Adana and James, made his decision. We will honor our ancestors and embrace this new path. Adana and James, you have our blessing. The village erupted in a mix of emotions, joy, relief, and hope. Adana and James embraced, their love now sanctioned by their people. Even though they don't know what lies ahead for them, they have taken the first step towards a new future, one where love, duty, and destiny intertwined. With the council's blessing, Adana and James began their new life together, determined to fulfill the wish and unite their people. They faced many challenges, but their love and determination carried them through. Adana's planned marriage to Emeka was nullified, and Chief Aaron returned the gift he had earlier brought back. Emeka, though initially resentful, gradually came to respect their courage and the vision for a united future. Chukwudi, having apologized and accepted Adana's love for James, became a trusted ally and friend to both. Together, they worked to bridge the gap between the Igbo and the British. They organized cultural exchanges, where both sides could learn from each other and share their traditions. James used his position to advocate for fair treatment of the Igbo people, and Adana became a leader in her community, inspiring others with her vision and strength. Chief Aaron, once resistant to change, saw the positive impact of their efforts. He embraced the new path and supported Adana and James in their mission. The diary, now a symbol of their journey, was kept safe and passed down as a reminder of the power of love and destiny. Years passed, and the village of Ogele flourished. The bond between the Igbo people and the British grew stronger, creating a community that honored both traditions and embraced the future. Adana and James's love story became a talk in town. Everyone now keeps note of their day-to-day activities, their memories, wishes, and future plans, in which their descendants continued their legacy, guided by the lessons of the diary. In the end, the wish was fulfilled, and the village of Ogele stood as a beacon of unity and hope. Adana and James had proven that love could transcend boundaries and that destiny, when embraced with courage, could create a brighter future for all. Thanks for watching. If you liked this story, please show your support by clicking the subscribe button, share with your friends, and leave a comment below. I will see you in my next story. Bye.